Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 214 of our Your Next Level Mastermind. And our topic for today is how do you stay top of mind? How do you stay top of mind? Before we get to that topic, before I get the chance to introduce you to some really special people, for those who are watching this recording, I want you to hear this loud and clear. These people are from all over the world. They're giving up their time. They share their expertise, their talent, their passion, their enthusiasm, and their experience. And more important than that, they share the opportunities that may be available to you. All you need to do is reach out to them and talk with them, connect with them and talk with them. Underneath the replay of this video on YouTube, you will find their connections. Okay, book a time with them and so go and say hello to George and to Fred, Alan, Brian, Tony, Dr. Chris, Dr. Annie. We've got two doctors in the house. Brilliant, right? John, Gabby, Daniel. All these people are here to help you and serve you in any way they possibly can. And you get to hear what they're all about in a moment. The most important thing is don't prejudge anything. These people have connections with people that you don't even know exist. So if you're in business in any way, shape or form and you need some sort of support and help, why not seek these people out and talk to them about your situation? Who knows what can happen? Okay, with that, let's get into them introducing themselves. And George, I'd like to start with you, George Nagel, followed by Fred Gillen.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is George Nagel, and I am from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I want to go back to Asia where it's warm. As you can see, it's cold, and two jumpers. And anyway, what I do is I help business owners and entrepreneurs work less and make more profit. If your bank account doesn't show lots of zeros, I'm talking after a number, then reach out. I'd love to help you sort maybe what's possibly going on.
Thank you, George. Oh. Thank you. Fred Gillen, followed by Alan Edwards.
Thanks, Peter. Hi, guys. My name is Fred Gillen. I run a digital agency called More Marketing Ideas, that site. More Marketing Ideas from my home office in Melbourne, Australia. And I also run a CRM system called MIM Hub, which helps you stay in contact with your clients. It's all based on Go High Level, and it's all about more marketing ideas. So if you're looking for more marketing ideas, you just need to reach out to me or Google More Marketing Ideas and you'll find me. And I'm always available. I'd love to have a chat, have a virtual coffee, and give you some more marketing ideas. Fred Gillen from More Marketing Ideas.
Thank you very much, Fred. Alan Edwards, followed by Dr. Annika.
Hi, Peter. Hi, everybody. I'm Alan Edwards. I'm a Hampshire, UK-based property investor and developer. We solve property problems and we transform property value. So if you see empty offices on the street or empty retail space that's either unused or partially used, we adapt these into high quality residential for social purposes or for private sale and rental. Essentially, we solve property problems. We transform property value by what we do. Thereby, we create wealth for society and great returns for investors. Cheers for now.
Thank you, Alan. Well said. Dr. Annika, followed by Gab.
Hello, Dr. Annika here. Ever feel like everyone expects you to have it all together, but inside you stretch so thin that it hurts? Then you're not alone. I worked with senior leaders who quietly carry the weight of entire organizations while silently struggling with stress, self-doubt, and exhaustion. As a former family doctor, I know the early signs of burnout long before it gets dangerous. That's why I now help C-suite executives to find calm in the chaos. Through private mentoring, workshops, and soon to be a digital course, I help leaders like you reset so you can think clearly, lead powerfully, and feel like yourself again. If your mind is always racing, but your energy is running low, let's talk. One call could change everything and finally give you the breathing room that you are been craving for so long. Thank you, from Dr. Annika.
Thank you, Dr. Annika. Well said. Gab, over to you, followed by Daniel.
Hi, my name's Gabby. Gab. Yep. Okay, so I basically help people basically with designing different things, digital aspects and whatnot. And I also help them expand their voice. And I also am like an autism, ADHD, neurodiversity advocate.
Well said, Gab. Thank you very much. Should we call you Gab or Gabby?
I like Gab, but you know, everybody calls me different things. So I've been called every name in a book, probably. Gab, I like Gab. Gab is good.
Do you
I'm not
realise do you
sure.
realise in Australia the word Gab means to talk?
Yeah. Yeah, I do realize that, Gab. But I don't know. There's just something, it's easy to remember Gab with the
Yeah, of
period.
course
So
it
that's
is.
what I do,
I mean,
Gab.
it's good. Welcome,
Mhm.
welcome.
Thank
Daniel,
you.
over to you. Daniel, followed by Tony. You're muted.
Yeah, sorry about that. So, hello everyone. I'm Daniel Kobryner. I'm French and I live in London. So, I'm a high energy business and life coach. And I'm as well an international motivational speaker. So, I help spiritually minded small business owners and entrepreneurs over 40 who feel stuck, who feel without a clear direction, to really regain clarity, to regain confidence and motivation, transform their lives, and live the most fulfilled and purposeful life they can, and actually to become fully unstoppable. My superpower is really to be able to hold genuine space for my clients. It means provide them with a very safe atmosphere where they can feel understood, they can feel seen, they can feel heard, they can express themselves without any fear of being judged, of being criticized, of being given unsolicited advice. And the way I'm doing it through one-to-one sessions. Generally, it's 3 months program, but as well very powerful group coaching programs. For instance, there's one about overcoming procrastination, which is really my flagship. And everybody who wants to contact me, please do that. I would be very happy to talk to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel. Make sure you put your contact details in the chat. Okay. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Tony B, lovely to see you, my man, followed by Tina.
Morning, everybody. For those tuning in, this group is very powerful people. They say a lot of really good things that will help you with your life. So take notes and listen and contact them. You won't regret it. I help people reinvent themselves by working on their number one problem, which is the relationship they have with themselves. And a lot of people in this world, they're pointing fingers at their reality, everything that's outside themselves, everything they think is tangible that they can fix. And the more they try to fix it by pushing their same beliefs on it, the more they make it worse. So I go from the inside, and that helps fix the outside. So when we focus on relationships and the one you have with yourself, you can reinvent yourself and make your world a better place to live. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Well said, mate. Well said indeed. Okay. Who does that? Yeah, Tina Huggins, followed by Vangelis.
Good morning, everyone. So most all of us know all of this, but I take the complexities of divorce and all of the anguish and I turn it into calm and organized so that they can make decisions, and I work with their attorney so that we can save them money. So I'm a certified divorce coach, certified divorce consultant, restorative family mediator and conflictual co-parenting coach. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. Well said. Vangelis, followed by John Allen.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm Vangelis here in Costa Rica. I work in the field of technology, specifically in artificial intelligence. And if you look at most of the companies, they're looking for someone who can translate between all the different departments. And when a company asks for something like that, you have to realize that's a rare skill set, because artificial intelligence is not a product or an application. It's actually a grouping of technologies, data centers, networking, and security and storage, and all the different scientists at work. And to have someone that can translate between all those technologies means they want someone who's actually worked and lived and had field experience in all those technologies. It's not just ChatGPT. That's just another aspect of it. So I work with companies and help them be able to translate, meaning what does each department do, and help each company department know what the other one is doing and the impact and what their requirements are and so forth. Thank you.
Thank you, my man. Well said. John Allen, followed by Anita.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, no matter where you are in this big wide world. I'm John D. Allen, Allen Small Business Coaching. I specialize in trust-based selling and marketing. And what I mean by that, there's a lot of small business owners out there, and you'll hear from my good friend Brian K. McNeil, the ultimate sales coach there, that aren't making the money that they could or should, or their revenues are down. And if that's the case, I work with helping you to be able to establish trust. Trust is your new currency. If they don't trust you, they won't buy from you. They don't have to really know you're like you, but they have to trust you in order to buy from you. So if you're open and you wanted to have a discussion, reach out. My contacts are in the chat. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you very much, John. Well said, my man. Anita, followed by Dr. Chris.
Okay, I work for a nonprofit marketing agency, and we support U.S. veterans. We give them a free CRM and a WordPress website through Go High Level. But we also have the service area, which is definitely not for free. Our time is not for free. We only have so much time. It's very limited, just like our money. So we do charge for that, but it's, we attract quality people that are looking to live healthier and longer lives.
Thank you, Anita. Okay, well said. Dr. Chris, followed by Brian K. McNeil.
Hi, folks. Dr. Chris Willems, ArtsMedia Consultants. I help business owners, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and other professionals who loathe and despise presenting get to love it and not feel like they come across as complete dicks on video and Zoom. My aim is to get 50 executives in 50 weeks, comfortable, confident, and credible on screen, on stage, and online.
Well said and so succinct. Well said, Dr. Chris. Thank you very much. Brian, we left you to last because you're too darn hard an act to follow.
Am I last today? That's okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all of you amazing salespeople. Yes, you are. My name is Brian K. McNeil. I'm a sales confidence coach. I'm also a sales improvement evangelist. It's my strong belief that we sell our way through life, whether we like it or not. There's so many amazing people that have services that offer the world that genuinely help others. But a lot of these folks do not earn the money that they could or that they should. And very often the reason why they don't earn that money is they simply do not know how to sell it well, or they're using antiquated methods of selling that no longer work. And what I do is I teach them what to say and do so that they can sell themselves, which they very often forget, and their services the way people buy today. And I do it through my coaching, through my workshops, through my talks on my platform, through my groups, or through my books. I'm super excited. My 8th book is at the publisher right now. Hasn't quite gotten the button pushed to publish, but I'm super excited about it. Again, Brian K. McNeil, a sales confidence coach, sales speaker, and I'm super excited to be amongst the number of you amazing entrepreneurs and amazing salespeople.
Thank you, Brian. This is book number 8 coming, is that right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Well done. Well done indeed. Proud of you.
Selling financial services is different. That's what the name of the book is.
Remember, you're speaking to an old life insurance agent here.
Yeah, and it's different. It ain't the same as selling real estate or coaching. It's different.
Well said. Okay, before we get to the topic itself, I will have these apologies from Yvonne A. Jones. She'll be here soon. Elena Appelkova, she'll be here next week. She can't make it this week. Ingborg Moyware, Glenda Kroll, God bless you, Glenda, and Mark Engstar in New Zealand. Okay, here's our topic, and I will take you in the order that you can see at the bottom there. You can raise your hand. The topic is, how do you stay top of mind? How do you stay top of mind? All right, Brian, over to you, my man. You're the first one up.
Thank you very much, Peter. I took some notes. The question is a challenging one. How do you stay top of mind today? Because we are competing with more than we've ever competed with more for your client's attention. So here's what I came up with. Hard work and investment is how you stay top of mind. You got to keep on doing it. You got to keep on speaking. You got to keep on posting. You got to keep on following up, like Peter does an amazing job of that right there. But it's hard work, and it also requires an investment to stay top of mind. You're going to have to spend some of the pennies of your purse and invest with someone like Fred Gillen or some kind of marketing. I don't think we can build the business successfully today without investing something in our business towards marketing. Alan has come on here before. We will have to use tools, but it's hard work to stay top of mind. We can get top of mind for a moment, and then we have to go get it again, and then we have to go get it again. But it's very, very difficult to stay top of mind without keep on working hard. The moment you start working hard, you're less and less and less relevant until they don't see you at all. That's what I got.
Wow, that is so true. That is so true. If you're invisible, you're obviously irrelevant. There's no doubt about that. Okay, thank you very much, Brian. Alan Edwards.
Hi, Peter. I agree totally with what Brian was just saying. You have got to invest in putting yourself out there. And what I'd like to add to what Brian explained is that I always try to help people to solve problems. So I will reach out to people and encourage them to reach out to me if they've got a problem. It needn't necessarily be a massive problem, but I try to keep in touch with people so that I'm their go-to person if they've got a problem. And I had an example of this recently where a Dutch investor wanted to invest in property in the UK, and I actually checked out a contractor she was proposing to use and gave her a warning not to use him at the moment because of certain difficulties he's got. So, this was something which could have saved her making a big mistake by going to what appeared to be the cheapest contractor, but he's got a lot of problems at the moment. So it's better that she avoids him. So I try to help people solve their little problems, whatever they are, in order to stay top of their mind. And when they've next got a problem, they reach out to me rather than somebody else. That's all from me, Peter. Cheers.
Thank you very much. And I just want to send a shout out to you, Alan. I had the privilege of having a fantastic conversation with Alan about the importance of communities. Okay, it's on the YouTube, the YouTube channel we have right now. I will put the link to that in the notes, okay? But I'd love you to go and look at it because Alan's got some incredible ideas about the importance and practical ways of building communities. So thank you very much, Alan. I truly appreciated what you shared. Well done. Dr. Annika from Sweden.
Yes, being top of mind is exactly what the people before me have told you, but I don't all just see it as hard work. I see it also as you have to take good care of yourself so that you have energy so you can stay up there out in the big world, and taking care of yourself by good sleep, eat, and exercise, and all those things, and also to be a kind person to everyone. A little bit of what Alan said, that you help others, you always, you can come with a nice comment. You don't start arguing with people, even if you don't like it. You just walk away instead. So that makes you be seen as a person that is someone you want to be around. And that's one way that you can stay on top. And if you have the energy from the within, then it's easier. I think that's all from me.
Thank you, Dr. Annika. Well said indeed. Well done. Fred Gillen.
Yeah, it's probably gets down to more marketing ideas. I mean, the more marketing you do, the better ideas you're going to come up with to stay top of mind. But get that aside, one of the best ways of staying in communication, and that's really what top of mind's all about. It's all about communicating with your client base or the people you want to do business with. So you need to be in their face as much as you can be. Now, whether that's through emails or sending out snail mail or whatever, like I send out cards, for example, to some of my clients that are, have been clients in the past, and particularly on birthdays and anniversaries. So if you can pick up little bits of information about them through your conversations and find out when their birthday is, or even more importantly, when their wife's or kid's birthday is, and you can send out cards like snail mail, not, I use send out cards, but that's a good service. It's online. You just plug people in. It's got its own database. So once you put them in there, it'll automatically send them a birthday card every year from now on. So that's just one more marketing idea. But emails are the same, newsletters, anything to stay in their face, because that's really what you got to do. And then when they hear of somebody needing your services, guess what? You're top of mind. So that's just one more marketing idea from me.
And Fred, I must say thank you to you as well, because you're the one introduced me and all of us to Notepad LM, right? That's a brilliant tool, truly brilliant. And for those who haven't done it yet, please, you're missing out on a wonderful opportunity. And the other thing is in Zoom itself, okay? Zoom has an AI tool, okay, that you can use, but I'm doing it right now, actually. I'm going to give you a copy of this that gives you a summary of what everyone's talking about. And you could use this particular tool and simply edit it and put it out whenever you're talking to anyone new and give them the gist of what you both spoke about, or the group spoke about. It's a free tool. Well, it's not free. It comes with Zoom if you're doing the paid version of Zoom. Anyway, thank you, Fred, for that. I appreciate what you've done. Tony B, you're everywhere when it comes to video. There's no doubt about that, my man. And I just love seeing your passion. So what about you? How do you stay top of mind?
How much time do I have?
About 3 minutes.
I see this in two different ways, actually. I see this as, number one, the people who don't know you, and number two, the people who do know you. Because even if they do know you, you need to stay top of mind. But let's talk about the people that don't know you. And the best way I find to do that is in five different ways, right? We repeat our message often, and our message should be as consistent as possible. I help people heal on the inside so they can live free on the outside. It's a simple message. It's consistent. It will be across all my brand, on all my social media, and everywhere you see me. The next way is to show up consistently, because consistently is the best message you could give anybody. And I'll talk about people buy from people they know, they like, and they trust at this moment, because if you're consistent, they'll get to know you, they'll get to like you, and they'll get to trust you. So number three on the people who don't know you, I just made a few notes here, if you don't mind. Engage like a human. Here's the deal, and this is really important to me because there's so much AI going on out there. There's a couple of really big brands right now that AI is ripping off. You can't tell the difference between the person and the AI. So if you become human and people are going to want, it's like one of those 7 needs of life is human connection. And if you become a human, people will remember you. So vulnerability is a big key in that step. Number 4 would be quick wins. You give value to people all the time, no matter where you are, no matter who you are in. I always say that I'll make today's better for everybody I come in contact with. And that doesn't mean that I will leave somebody in a special way, although that's my intention. As long as I don't make their life worse, I've made it better. That's a win for me. So I go to bed knowing I didn't hurt anybody today. And that's memorable. The other thing is tell many stories, because if you tell your stories, your pain comes out, your emotions come out, and you can connect with people. I'll cut it there. We won't talk about the people you already know. I could do that next time or later if there's more time, but I'll share the time today. Thank you so much. I really love being here.
Tony,
Amazing
that
group.
was brilliant. That was brilliant. Thank you so much. For those who are watching this recording, stop it and replay what Tony just said to you. He just gave you the way to make a success of your life and your business. Well done indeed, Tony. Well done. Anita. You're muted.
Thank you. I was just going to add a little bit more to what Tony said, and it's about, you know, being consistent, having a consistent brand message that people can relate to. It's adding value to people. It's showing up consistently, using consistent brand messaging, and the fonts and the colors that you use as well to attract people and let them know that your brand does exist and that you're there to serve people.
That's the operative word, isn't it, Anita? We're here to serve people. Well said. Well said. Thank you. George.
Hello, everyone. I love what everybody said, and I think it all boils down to, are we making ourselves memorable? What are we doing to actually have that other person remember us? We can constantly reach out to them, but if we never made that connection with them so that we're memorable in some way, for example, there's a few different YouTube channels that I've seen, and a guy lights a match, and that's the first thing he does. Then he just plops in his chair. It's memorable because he did something different. Anyway, I just like boiling things down to the fine essence of what it actually is, and it's making ourselves memorable. And that's it from me. And I have to go soon, just so you know. I'll just drop out.
Okay, George. Thank you very much, my man. Thank you. Gab, what about you? Unmute. Unmute.
So sorry. I took a lot of notes while people were talking, while you guys were all talking. And the big thing I think is consistency, having like a desire to help who you're working with, acting in the best interest of the client, and then just being a general good person. I know that like there's like a cartoon, like you guys know Bambi, it's very older, but you know, like in Bambi, they always talk about like if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Like I don't know if you guys remember that scene, but that came to mind when Dr. Annika was talking. I think that you don't want to be like overwhelming to your client, and you want to definitely be attentive and then own your message. That includes like Anita was saying earlier, you want to have like good fonts and stuff like that, right? But that's all your presentation, I believe. And I believe that your presentation and your voice go hand in hand. And the value that you bring to the person that you're speaking with all has to do. It's kind of like if you see two different people, someone that's very well polished and then somebody who's not taking care of themselves. That's all part of the branding and everything of what you're doing. So it's important to just be consistent with your values and portray that through everything to stay top of mind.
Thank you, Gab. That's a really good way to stay top of mind. There's no doubt. In fact, the key word you said was consistent. There's no doubt about that. That was implied by a few people. Okay. Tina, what about you?
So staying top of mind for me is making sure that I'm checking in with all my referral partners that we do. And I like to, backing up just a little bit, because my brain hasn't been working, these are the things that I'm working on. For those of you who didn't know, I lost my husband 10 months ago, and my short-term memory and trying to keep my routines going has been my main goal for this whole month. Keep a routine that's moving forward so that I can make the contact with the people, email them, jump on another call with them, talk with them, and make sure that I do my best to refer other referral partners to them, or if I have a client that I do, and if I do, I make sure I contact them and let them know I did that so that they know me.
Good. Well said, Tina. Well said. Thank you. Dr. Chris.
Thanks, Peter. I'm delighted in hearing what everyone else is saying, and I think many of us have similar kind of notions of being consistent, being human. That's a very important one, and helping people is and giving. I'm paraphrasing an expression here. A candle never loses anything by lighting another candle, and I really like that. And in terms of people that we already know. I've taken lately to giving my clients a small gift that's related to the work we've done together. And what it is a little clapperboard with their logo. I'll put their logo on it. And yeah, even though our work's finished together, it's important to kind of just mark that in some way, literally mark it with a clapperboard. Yeah, I just like doing things like that. Just it's inexpensive, but it's memorable, and being memorable is really what it's all about in whatever way we each do that.
Well done, Chris. I love that idea. That is very clever, and it definitely differentiates you and does create a memorable experience for them. Well done. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay. Vangelis.
If I want to stay on top of mind of others, I work on staying on top of mind for me. If I want others to connect to me, it would be helpful if I connect to myself, because I need to know my identity. I need to identify with me first, because to the degree that I want others to identify with me, I think it's important for me to identify with myself. What am I? Who am I? What do I? Are my beliefs really my beliefs? I'm not here to convince anyone to think like me. Why? Because I don't think the same thoughts today I did yesterday. In fact, after these meetings, I'm a different person, because I get something new from every single one of you when you talk, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, so I'm thinking different now. So there's no way I want anyone to think like me, because I'm not the same thoughts yesterday. So to keep top of mind of others, I work on me a lot to think about what is top of mind of myself. So connecting to me first, to the degree that I identify with myself, because if other people ask me, what are you thinking? Then I find it important for me to know what I'm actually thinking. So top of mind is me first, and then others will know what I know about myself. Thank you.
Very deep, but very to the point. Thank you very much indeed. Daniel, how do you go about staying top of mind?
So many beautiful things were already said. So, but perhaps to emphasize on some of them, it's really showing that we are here to give, and to give as well unconditionally, really wanting the best for people, and generally, and without expectations, and showing as well our passion for what we do, and creating this emotion and where people will see that we are fully authentic, we are fully ourselves, we are vulnerable, and reminding as well people and contacting people on a regular basis and reminding them that we are there for them. We are there for them. Something happens, they can come. And and I like the idea as well. I'm doing this as well, with the birthdays. If you have that, just a little note, just a little surprise note, or for an occasion which we'll remember. It's a little gesture, but it brings something. It brings a smile. And again, when we receive it ourselves, when people remember us for something, there is a good feel factor. So really, it's about providing this good feel factor to others, and making sure that they get something unique. And okay, the last point is providing as much value as we can, and we can do this, by helping. Could be by emails, could be by any insights, could be little reels on Instagrams. And when others get something, for them, this is, again, we don't expect anything, but sometimes, things come back. So and of course, the last word will be kindness. A lot of you mentioned them, but really being genuinely kind.
Good. Thank you, Daniel. Well done. Well done. By the way, one thing I noticed, it happened to me yesterday and again today. I accepted a connection request on LinkedIn. And when I accepted a request, I simply, let's say it was Dr. Chris. Dr. Chris, thank you very much for reaching out, ... That's all I did as a comment, nothing more, okay? And they responded saying, thank you very much indeed. We appreciate the opportunity of connecting with you, whatever, blah, 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 right? And I replied to them and said, the reason I accepted, and this is true, the reason I accepted your connection request was because in your recommendations, you spoke about this, and I quoted what it was to Daniel, okay? And that really impressed me. What happened as a result of that was Daniel then reached out to me and wanted to connect with me as well. And I don't know Daniel from a bar of soap. All I'm saying to you is there's a whole lot of ways of being able to be top of mind, and you can do it by that without having to be just in their faces at all. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? Food for thought. All righty. Jeffrey, man of 50 years of marketing. What about you, my man? How do you stay top of mind?
Be consistent, turn up. Basically, we try to post. We post daily on all the different social media platforms. And I've got some notes here to educate, to entertain, and help people solve problems. We do a newsletter that puts us top of mind by doing our monthly newsletter, giving value. Podcast, we connect people. I've got 2 podcasts, and they're sensational. The things I learn something from every guest I have on the show. I come away with a page full of ideas. You're virtually getting in someone else's mind, and they tell you things you don't know. A great one from a lady yesterday, I loved it. She called herself, you often see the term CEO. I'd never seen this before. For all you women out there, she called herself a CEO, which I thought was pretty awesome, right? I loved it. It was fantastic. Another gentleman, the last guy I interviewed yesterday, had written 6 books, and he was telling me about a service from I think it's Amazon, where you can just print on demand, and had his books printed for a couple of $100. So a lot of people we're holding back because we think it's going to be $10,000 or more to print a book. Well, that's not the case, obviously. The other one is after the podcast, elevate others. It's really simple, guys. Pick up other people's chair, elevate other people. It's not all about you. Elevate others, and we try to make referrals and new connections pretty much every day. Introduce people. Come across my podcast, I find A might be ideal for C. So quietly behind the scenes, I'll introduce both of them. So that's how we do it, guys, pretty much by being consistent and giving value, right? Give, and you shall receive. Pretty simple. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. Before I forget, Tina, I just want to give a shout out to you. Thank you for introducing Destiny to our group. She looks and sounds like one heck of a lady, right? So thank you very much indeed for having her join our Your Next Level community. I'm looking forward to her joining us soon. Okay. Well
Yeah,
done.
we just need to make sure that she gets the link because she's brand new at coaching. She doesn't know what to do. So this stuff would be so good for her. And she's a young mom and this is the only thing that she's really got going on right now.
Yeah, well, I actually sent her the link to this session and maybe she didn't get it. Anyway, we'll see. All right. But thanks, Tina. Well done.
You're welcome.
John D. Allen. How about you wrap up the session and we can call it quits for the day? How do you go about staying top of mind?
You know, just like a lot of other people on this great call have said, you've got to be memorable to people. And by that, it's like Peter said earlier, when he sent out that deal and love to connect, ... or love to get to know you better. You don't have to put in a long drawn out how great, grand, wonderful you are. Give the person credit for something they said in their post, something they did. And when you do that, you make people feel special. And when they feel special, now they want to reach out to you. The law of reciprocity. It's a great way to do things. And the other part is you're not coming across as pushy. I made the error a couple of weeks ago of I was doing a call on Alignable, and I went back to the old ways of doing it, something I haven't done in a couple of years. I went back to the bait and switch. And the guy was nice enough to point it out to me. I thanked him, and because that's not the way I do it, and I was really amazed that I'd fallen back into the old habits. It's like Brian McNeil says, the old ways of selling don't work. And when you try to use them, it doesn't do you any good. So be memorable to people, treat them as you want to be treated. And as I call my program, fall in love with your prospect's problem, not your solution or program. Because ladies and gentlemen, they don't give a damn about your solution or program. All they care about is, can you solve my problem? They don't care if you've got 1 day experience or 100 years experience. What they're looking for is somebody they can trust that can help them solve their problem. So when you're talking to people, keep that in mind, that you're there to help solve problems. You're not there to sell your program or solution. You're there to help them. Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, John. We've got a couple of minutes. Has anyone else got some last thoughts about what's worked for them? What's worked for you about staying top of mind? Something that's original, or something that's creative, or something that's practical? Chris, you've got your hand up.
Yes, I have. And something that ever since I've joined this group, there's one particular person, I mean, everyone's memorable, but one particular person is memorable for really interesting reasons. And that's Alan Edwards, because he does what he does, I think it's a fantastic idea, taking existing buildings and repurposing them to convert them into residential areas. I think it's just an exquisitely brilliant and generous thing to do. And obviously it's a money-making thing because it has to be. But just the principle behind it is exquisite. So thank you, Alan.
Yeah, thanks very much, Chris. Yes, there's a very easy way to solve the current UK housing crisis, and that is to do more of this conversion of buildings that already exist. So you just repurpose the shell, the inside of the building, and it could dramatically make inroads into the housing crisis. So yes, thank you very much for that. And it's a problem in lots of other countries in the world as well.
We could do with that as well. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, as a matter of interest. Sorry, Peter, I was just going to add just very briefly, I visited Turkey in 2017 and I checked out some system building there, which is sort of mass production of housing in factories for shipment to other parts of the world. And this is a really good idea because, you know, it sort of shortcuts the process of creating a factory every time you have a building site. So it's much easier if you can pre-prepare foundations and then bring in prefabricated, essentially pre-manufactured housing. And sometimes the challenges with these sort of things are the building codes in the countries that receive the buildings. But where there's a will, there's a way. And very often with disaster relief, if there have been floods or hurricanes, and then local authorities find a way round the code restrictions. But yes, yeah, it's a real headache for many governments, housing.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much, Chris. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. And by the way, Alan hasn't got 1 or 2 or 3. He's got 4 YouTube channels. So he's definitely staying top of mind. There's no doubt about that. Well done, Alan. Gab, you've got your hand up.
So when John was talking, one big thing that really stood with me is being willing to be corrected. I think that stays on top of people's mind a lot, because there's a lot of people who really think they have it all together. Like everybody, there's a lot of people, they own businesses, they do great, but nobody has it all together. And I think that when you're speaking with someone and you are able to acknowledge that you don't have it all together, your client can kind of see that. And I think that that right there is really major. Because like, if you can't be corrected and you can't learn, you can't do what you need to do. And you're not gonna be able to solve their problem, which was really a theme that everybody spoke about, solving problems, right? In order to be consistent, solve problems and all these things, you have to be willing to be corrected. So that was something that really I thought was powerful. So yeah.
Well
Thanks,
said,
Gab.
Gab. Well said. And also that also relates to what Tony mentioned before about one of the key issues for him is to be vulnerable, right? And to be vulnerable is exactly that. So well done indeed. Any other final thoughts before we go? Once? If not, thank you so very much, everybody, for your time. I appreciate you for what you are. I love you dearly. For those who are watching the replay, reach out and contact these people. Do yourself a favor. They can open doors of opportunities that you don't even know existed.
Save
Please
the chat.
don't miss this opportunity. Save the chat. Thank you very much, Fred.
Thanks,
Save
Peter.
the chat.
Great job, everybody. Good to see you
Thank
all.
you, everyone.
Okay, take care, everybody. See you next
Bye.
week.
Bye for now.